So I want to know, Nana, how did you
Go on.
find first term? So, for context, we've just finished second term online, literally yesterday. Um, but obviously we're doing this. We've already done a term, and we weren't together in that first term. How did you find first term?
Um, yeah, so the first term, I think coming into ALRA, like being into new drama school is quite I don't know like it's very different for what I've been used to compared to like GCSE and BTEC and whatnot. Um, I think I found it very easy to kind of make friends and make a circle.
Yeah,
In terms of work, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more open. I'm trying to make sense of it. It's a lot more open to your interpretation than
yeah,
oh, here's work. This is the set path I want you to, you know, look at. You can't look at anything else. Whereas what I've come here into Aura,
mm,
like in my rehearsal classes, I've been able to express more ideas and just get everything out there.
yeah,
Um, and just be a bit more creative. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get you. See, I had a completely different experience of first term because obviously my background of being on the foundation 2 years ago, I heavily just felt like term one was my foundation year, but just the whole everything I learnt in foundation was in that one term,
Mm,
which is like, geez, I spent a whole year learning this one term. No wonder people come to drama school and they then go, wow, this is intense.
mm,
But I found it very much I was just going through the motions in first term. I didn't really
mm.
feel like I was challenging myself enough. And it kind of transpired into my feedback from the tutors last term. A lot of tutors realised that I was kind of not putting everything I could have because I was just kind of like, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But this term has been an experience, I would say, with it all being
This
online.
this term has definitely been the hardest for me. I think. I think I'm a person who has like a very he gets distracted very easily,
Mm,
and with it all being online, there's just and obviously you being home, you're not really gonna. I'm not really gonna pay attention as much as I would be in person. So it's definitely hard
yeah, no, I get,
doing all this online.
yeah, I get that, definitely.
Um, for example, my movement classes. Um, in my movement classes, I'm not a big fan of movement. I
Mm,
mean, I like movement, don't get me wrong, but I think doing it in person and having um my tutor be like, "Oh wow, okay, you need to push yourself, you need to do this, like at least give it a try."
yeah,
Just I don't know, it just give me that like
that
just
motivation.
give yeah, just give me
Yeah,
the motivation to just go, have a go at it. Whereas with it all being with movement classes on Zoom, with the whole YouTube things and with the whole YouTube and stuff like that, it's just like, well, it's there. I mean, I can do it, but if I just lack the motivation to be like, I'm gonna push on further.
yeah,
Like I'll just give up like halfway through the video and be like, oh, I just can't do this. You know what I mean?
yeah. My problem was just this is this is not a performance space to me. Like
Mm,
this is my my office, living room, kitchen. That's not performance space to me. This is where, and then also to do movement, I've got no space to do it. So it's
yeah.
kind that's kind of what was tricky for me. Was like, how do I turn this place where it's meant to be like, at this comfort place for me into a place of work?
Hmm.
I think I really struggled with that, and especially when we did the assessment, the mock audition. doing that over Zoom, it just didn't sit in my body like
Yeah,
it
I hear that.
should have. Like if that was in person, I would have done it a lot better. I'd say because I'm not in this weird comfort zone where
Yeah,
it's like I'm too relaxed. I, I when you're in an unfamiliar, I say ours is an unfamiliar place, but it is familiar in a sense that it's where we work, it's where we go to do our acting, but it's still that it's not our house, it's not our home, kind of not familiar, if you get what I mean.
yeah, I get that.
So yeah, this
Um,
just doing stuff in my house, it just doesn't seem right
I
to me.
think though, I think though, it. I'm going back on like creative movement classes and like being when Alice would tell us to be in that little box,
Yeah,
uh, which obviously restricted us just a bit, but for me it gave me more creativity to do things outside of that box. Obviously, I'm still in the box, but
yeah,
to do things outside of that box. And when we were doing our duologue scenes and stuff like that, um, it was really nice experimenting with like obviously we're so limited. We're not in a classroom anymore. We're all doing this online.
yeah,
It was a really nice experience to have fun just acting in front of a video camera, I guess, and just being able to rehearse and trying to do things. So like I don't know, turn it on and off your camera. I don't know, leaving to show that you're leaving or whatever.
yeah,
And just yeah, working with angles and whatnot. So although it does suck that we're all trapped inside of our houses, being on Zoom, I do think it has helped a little with like just being a bit more creative
yeah,
than you would in a classroom. I know it's I know it's a different kind of creativity. Like
yeah.
with a classroom, you've got all this space, you've got everything to just to work with.
Whereas
But on the other
on,
hand,
yeah,
you're on Zoom, you're restricted, but that just that just makes you think more about how can I make this look big and how can I get the most out of it.
yeah. No, I get you.
So yeah, it has its pros and its cons.
Yeah. How do you take something that's obviously made for stage or screen and then put it onto
Mm,
this limited? Because a Zoom call isn't like when you go into TV studio and you've got the big massive cameras and stuff. Yes, it's
yeah.
still a camera, but it's not like TV and film. It's for me. It was my phone on my tripod, and I was just on a Zoom call with someone. It's a weird way to act, but it. I think that was the only thing that was kind of fun to experiment with in this term is that how do we do these duologue scenes
Mm.
like over Zoom? I found that was interesting to play with and stuff.